Well, today was a beautiful day for members of the Groveport Community Choir to get together and commiserate about a number of things.
It was great to see different faces. People we've enjoyed and are friends of ours we haven't seen for a long time.
It certainly was.
Hi, my name's Deanna Queen. I was born in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm a lifetime member of the Zion Lutheran Church thanks to my grandparents, Fred and Annie Keekley, and I met my husband here.
I'm the husband, I'm Bob Queen. I was born at White Cross Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. In 1960, my family moved to the small town of Bryce, Ohio, and I've been here ever since.
I'm Patsy Johnson. I was born in Killbuck, Ohio, up in Amish country. I came here to actually go to school, and in the meantime got married too. So my husband was a Columbus boy.
Hi, I'm Pat Featherston. I was born and raised in northern Michigan, Alpena to be exact. We refer to it as God's country. And I'm a transplant here of about 45 years, and marriage brought me here because my husband's job was at Rickenbacker Air Force Base.
I'm Connie Stevens. I was born in Steubenville, Ohio, and I came to Columbus because I heard teachers could get their master's degree free at Ohio State.
I'm Barbara Forbes. I was born in Youngstown, Ohio, went to Ohio State, and haven't left Columbus since.
I'm Marilyn Rush Eckleberry. I was born at St. Anne's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. Have lived in Canal Winchester my entire life.
I'm Patty Spires. I was born at White Cross Hospital in Columbus, but lived in Canal Winchester all my life.
I'm Larry Dowler. I was born at Grant Hospital, Franklin County, and I'm a lifetime member of Groveport.
I'm Dan Four, born and raised in Groveport.
I'm Carol Four. I was born in Port Clinton, Ohio, and I came here because of Dan.
We hope you enjoy the conversations.
I think the closest thing that I can remember that we went through, our generation, was the polio epidemic, where the kids were in iron lungs, and everybody had to get shots and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably the closest. And then when I was really young, we had an episode of small, but it was scarlet fever and whooping cough and those diseases that you don't even hear of anymore.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with the current pandemic. However, as an 8-year-old, I remember the beginning of World War II and the rationing and the lack of many items that we had to learn to live without, but we were a United States.
One of the experiences that we might recall is the Vietnam conflict, and the relationship to the COVID-19 was the great loss of life.
I remember the blizzard of 77 or 78, whichever year it was. I was living in Cambridge, Ohio at the time, and we were kept inside just because of the weather conditions. But what I remember most is that every piece of fabric I had in my chest of drawers to sew, I made that 2 or 3 weeks that we were kind of inside, shut in.
Well, having come from northern Michigan, I learned to put up with the snow, and shortly before I moved here, we had one winter of 176 total inches snowfall. And it was amazing. You could be on the road at an intersection and get stuck. Nobody blew their horn or gestured. They got out and helped you. It's quite a thing. You learn to live with it.
Well, I know one thing that I really missed was the 4th of July parade and the fireworks. But it was kind of strange because in my neighborhood, somebody spent an awful lot of money for fireworks. And usually that was kind of a pain, you know, all the banging because the dogs go crazy and run off and all that sort of thing. But this year, I opened my door, stood in the door, and went out on my porch, watched the fireworks, and I don't know who was putting them up, but I yelled as loud as I could, "Thank you for the fireworks," because we really needed that.
What I've missed most this summer is my 4 tractor shows that I usually go to, and of course apple butter was our big one here in Groveport, and it's hard to have my men not come this year, but it is what it is, and we'll get through it and we'll make it, and hopefully next year we'll do better.
In the conservatory players, the men in our group played the women parts, and the women played the male parts.
I think I missed our family reunions the most. We have a big family reunion and a small one, and they've been going on for 75, 80 years, and we couldn't do that this year. So that was sad.
I know that we can't have Apple Butter Day, but we understand the reason, and I think it was a smart idea. But I certainly am going to miss hawking fried bologna sandwiches for our church. Made a lot of new friends at that table.
When they were talking about spring cleaning, when I did my spring cleaning, I found recorders. I have no idea how long they've been there. And so I got them out and I started playing again. And so every week I call 20 people from my church and play their favorite hymn. I have a ball.
Lithopolis United Methodist has been doing a lot of outdoor services, and I have really enjoyed it. This Sunday will be the last, and we are going in for some of the services, but there's been something so wonderful about the 10 people at a time. Really enjoyed it.
I think it made me more appreciative of what I had, and took advantage of, for instance, being able to go to church every Sunday morning and staying away for 12 weeks. I mean, I was lost without my church family, so I appreciate more.
In response to what Patsy said about church, I think that's been hard for this whole group that we have here today. Church is it plays a vital and important role in all of our lives. But one thing I know that I have learned through all this about our church anyway, that the church is not that building at the corner of College and Main. We have reached out more in our small groups and reached out more to our homebound and our youth and our children in Sunday school more than we ever did when we were in that building every week. So I think that's a good thing that has come from this, is that we've realized that the church is not the building, it's the people.
Amen. Well, we're giving thanks. I want to thank all of the men and women who are serving as police officers, firemen, and rescuers. With all that's going on the West Coast and the Gulf of Mexico, the riots that we've seen all over the country, I thank God that we have these men and women.
Of course, I appreciate the first responders too, but I also appreciated some of the unsung heroes, the ones that worked on the utilities, the garbage truck, the postman.
I think a lot of parents have a newfound appreciation for their teachers. I taught 35 years, so I know it's hard work.
I would like to thank my granddaughter and her husband, who is nurses at Children's Hospital. They see a lot of things for the little kids and things. And her husband is now with the helicopter group that goes out and brings patients into Children's Hospital.
I'd just like to thank all the teachers in this world for what they go through and how they work so hard to educate our young people. I have a daughter, a granddaughter, and a son who are teachers, and I know they work really hard, and they are at sometimes they are right there with their students, so they're being exposed to whatever's going around just like the rest of us.
During this whole pandemic time, I've come to appreciate our health caregivers. I have 3 granddaughters who are in the nursing profession, and my hat's off to them because they put their life on the line every day.
We appreciate the truck drivers, the stock people, especially that are stocking toilet paper and paper towels. When it first started, we used to go early in the morning because that's when the older people were supposed to go, and get in line to be told that they were all gone. So yes, it's been quite a challenge with the stock people. We appreciate it, and the truck drivers.
I can say that this has brought the family closer together. Our kids is looking after us much more than they have, which we all appreciate. We just hope that this will soon end very, very soon.
I have a piano. I've had it in my house for years, hadn't played it for years. I'm back enjoying it.
One of the opportunities we've had is to reflect on the life cycle process, which has been a good thing, and Deanna and I have been able to share just how precious and valuable life is, and that we in reality are really gifts to each other, and as a result we have had a responsibility to be good stewards to each other, and I think that is also reflective of the community choir's effort and the friendships that have been created over time.
Okay.
One of the things I found out that you can call the library, you can tell them your favorite author, and they will gather up books for you, and then they'll tell you what day to come to pick them up, and they'll put them in the trunk for you every single day if you want.
This summer been catching up on some farm chores, some of which are 25 to 30 years overdue, and what a difference it makes. Glad to be getting it done.
Well, I fired up my sewing machine, and the thing with that is I make fidget mats for Alzheimer's patients and donate them to the nursing home. So I got 24 done. I took it to this place, and I've got 15 or 16 now that I'm ready to take and donate someplace else, and they really like them.
Going back to what Dan said, I had more time this year to try to straighten up the barn, and I've also cut down about 11 trees this year to clean up and take care of. So yes, it's been very good for me to stay home.
We're members of a dance group that have been together for probably 25 years. We used to dance at a place in Grandview called Dance Plus. Anyhow, we dance and we go to dinner. Well, since the pandemic, we are now on virtual, and every Friday at 5 o'clock we have a happy hour. And we have words of encouragement, what you've done during the week, what you haven't done, but yet it's okay. So there's probably about 12 couples, and we just enjoy chatting, and if you want wine, fine. If not, water, whatever.
What's your drink of choice?
Water.
Water.
We are in a couple of community bands. The Reynoldsburg folks decided that we should put together a, what do we call it?
Virtual band.
A virtual band. And we are on the internet under what?
YouTube. We're on
YouTube, and folks can look up the Reynoldsburg band playing some things. And of course, each one of us did it in our home or our garage or wherever, and then our director put this all together, and it's very nice.
One of the good things for me is that I couldn't go to my water aerobics class every week, and so I had to figure out something to do. So I'm up now to 2 miles of walking. Yay. I started out with just 1 mile, and now I'm
My dog is very happy because I've been walking him most every day. And I've met more neighbors around, walking around the neighborhood.
I hope you all enjoyed today's show. I know we will all come out of this together in a better way.